A couple times
Probably.
this season. All said.
It happened last session too. Right after I got everything calibrated, it's like, boop,
All
you in the
right.
Windows 10 update.
All right, are we ready to tee off?
Not yet.
Keep those puns out of here.
Your puns
No,
need to
there's no
leave.
puns.
Holy place.
Heh.
And look, is it Facebook? Got it? Yeah, there we go. And now we're
Hi,
live everywhere.
Facebook.
Hello, everywhere. All right, well, welcome yet again to Bane of the Ancients D&D. This is Season 5, Session 6, titled Don't Trip Over the Mushrooms. And I am Gats. I am the GM for Bane of the Ancients. And who am I gaming with tonight?
What a title. I go by Eludria online. I will be playing Asa Paleblade tonight, the Celestial Half-Elf Warlock. Debatably good healer.
Yeah, I'll be playing Riv, and I am Chubby Kobold, and I am looking forward to, well, seeing how things go this week with the mushrooms.
Oh, I am Joe. I will be
Yeah.
playing Theoden Rokas, the Kensei. And I would say that Asa is a pretty good healer, seeing as she's kept him alive for so long.
Hi, I'm Paul, and I'm playing Nor, the better healer than Asa.
I am Soren. I will be playing Muji, who has no idea how to heal anybody. Gloomstalker Ranger this evening.
And hello, last and hopefully not least, is your local neighborhood Two Hands, joining yet again to play the new character Rajik. What and who he is may or may not be determined.
Probably a better healer than Asa.
I plead the fifth.
Big yikes.
All right, thanks, everybody. And let's go with the recap.
All right, everybody. So, everybody in the party, except for me. Somebody's got to keep an eye out while everybody else has their fun. That's what they're paying me for anyways. They all decided to take these mushrooms from this snake mom looking thing. I don't really know. And it was kind of good for some, not good at all for Riv. Started freaking out for a little bit. Went to calm him down. And then all of a sudden that fucking snake decides to bite me out of nowhere. Try to chase it, and then I threatened it. She seemed to be... Is she really the right word for that? I'm not really too sure. It? Is that it? Yeah, we'll go with that. And then lost track of it for a little bit. And then all of a sudden I start seeing Issa do like this weird crawl toward the tree and just sprawl out. And it seemed like she was doing good. It wasn't an issue. Theoden starts to mosey his way on over her. I don't know what's going on with that. And then Riv started eating grass, which seems like a good idea. We'll go with that. It was better than him trying to do whatever he was doing, trying to catch them all or whatever that was. Then all of a sudden, that fucking snake mom went up and bit Isig. I tried to catch her, but just too slippery. And she bit her in the chest, which caused Theoden to do a questionable action. I wasn't really too sure what to do. But he started sucking on her snake bite wound in a questionable area. They have something going on. Maybe she's okay with it. I'm just going to go along with it. And, yeah. And then Nor, our bear boar person, just was having a great time, honestly. He was the one, or she was the one that I was least worried about out of all of them. And then out of nowhere, when I thought he was okay, Riv decides to make a mad dash toward this tree, which I didn't trust. I figured once they all just started laying down for a little bit, mellowing out and just enjoying the trip, I would go inspect it myself. That was the plan, but Riv decided to be a slippery little lizard and headbutt the tree. Right before I touched it, I was given this amazing feeling that our sovereign, the old mighty tree, everyone had to experience. Everyone needed to feel it. Everybody needed to touch it. And as I was caressing our beautiful Lord, something came out screaming.
At first, it was dark and cold. It had been like that for some time. Days, years, months. I don't know. What first started as a small scraping and a scratch at the back of my head, and a single mote of light in front of me, grew and grew, brighter and louder, into a frenzied cry and a somewhat blinding light as I saw the great burning sun for the first time in who knows how long. I found myself staring eye to eye with one of the servants of the Old Ones. He had a peculiar voice. I won't hold that against him. Alas, I am free. And I found myself in some strange company. The servant of the Old Ones, a walking boar with black lifeless eyes and mottled tusks. A man creature with exceptionally nice abs, and a blue tiefling, a descendant of the Nine Hells, and their leader, a fair woman with platinum hair and war paint. We struggled to communicate, as they were enamored with the tree that held me captive for so long. Many tongues were spoken. One I did speak, but it was not my first language, and I had a bit of an accent, and the other one spoke the language of my patron and their holy followers, a language that I hold very near and dear to my heart and only speak in the most intimate settings. It is a language that I may have to rely on, but what happens, we will see. A retreat from the tree was encouraged by its awful power. It drove us to madness. One by one, the creatures that freed me broke the charming spell, all except for the tiefling. We fell back, regrouped. Some drove to madness. We found him. We licked our wounds. And the one with abs that Mammon himself would covet, went to scout ahead. Little did we know that he found a suspicious ring of mushrooms, and something much darker, something that goes bump in the night.
All right. Thank you for those recaps, fellas. So, a little more detail where we left off. Let me bring you guys back here. So you had all settled down to take a rest after you found Muji collapsed from exhaustion and running and sprinting, nor having easily tracked him with the last gasp of their hunter's mark. Asa and Nor tried to comfort Muji, Nor kind of talking to him, poking him with a stick, and Asa bundling him up in a blanket and hides burrito, and thankfully casting I don't remember which spell it was, but you cured his deafness.
It was a Lesser Restoration.
Lesser Restoration.
That's correct.
Calming him considerably. You all decided to maybe chill for a bit after that tree encounter. And since you're all still high on mushrooms, Nora and Theoden, you decided to take first watch. Now, with that, I do want to say, if you'd like to do a retcon here, would you like to both go on watch at the same time, or would you like to have Nor take first watch and then Theoden? Up to you guys.
So what are the options?
So,
I thought we had gone on watch together at the same
yes,
time.
I was saying, do you
Yeah.
want to keep the watch at the same time, or did you want to do separate watches for time's sake?
Keep it the same time.
Okay, totally cool. So, you both went on watch, Nor and Theoden. Nor setting up the alarm spell around their camp proximity, longingly looking up at trees where they would normally take such a rest at a time in a different form. And Theoden deciding to scout around and check out the perimeter for threats, points of interest, and things such as that. During the watch, Theoden stumbled into an interesting patch of mushrooms while still high on his own mushrooms. And as he approached to get a closer look, was greeted first at eye level by a beautiful, large tusked, flaming with energy, bright white tiger with almost looks like wings. It could just be that you're high. And straddling it was a huge, strange, draconic ape-like figure in fine clothes who greeted you with, "Oh, hello." But before we get to that, I'd like to backtrack a bit, and I'll just say, Theoden, you've been walking around, kind of scouting about. Before you ran into the circle, it's been a bit of time, and we will come to you soon. But before that, Rajink, Riv, Asa, Muji, is there anything you guys are wanting to do during, I'll just say, at least the couple hours that Nor and Theoden have been on watch thus far?
Given that my companion had gone poof, I would be in the process of trying to ritual cast Bring Back Yomi.
Gotcha. And do you have a special anything that makes it a little bit faster? Or does it take like the hour plus?
It's gonna take an hour and 10, I believe.
Okay.
Riv is going to do his best to just inquire exactly what she's doing, and therefore unintentionally interrupting.
Oh no!
Riv is helping, using the
Perfect.
reverse help action, as they say.
There you go.
The hindrance action.
So closer to 2 hours.
All right. Go ahead and post that in chat real quick. I believe you essentially conjure Yomi back with that spell, correct?
Let's see. There we go.
Du-du-du. That's a long spell. Yep, casting time 1 hour. All right. So you're spending your time trying to cast your spell, while kind of entertaining Riv through all of their questions. Muji, you are exhausted right now. Still enamored with your tree matron. But you're cozy. You can hear the crackle of the little fire they made. Anything you're up to in particular? You're just kind of feedling position and enjoying Ace's warm embrace and burritoing skills.
Since I'm so tired, and in my mind, if I'm going to truly serve our mighty sovereign, I have to rest first to rebuild my strength. I'm probably about to pass out.
Okay. And Rajink, about you.
Rajink definitely would like to find a way to sneak in a little short rest. If there is a blanket burrito forming, Rajink would totally be there trying to vie his way into the middle of it, gently throwing some elbows, rolling under the mats that may be present. I don't really have much on my person, so I'm definitely going to try to claim whatever there is to be claimed. If there's any free blankets or anything that could be used as a blanket. And yeah, gonna check in on Muji to see how Muji's doing. And gonna ask him in Infernal. So hey, hey, uh, how how's it going, man?
Well, since you won't let me out of here in Infernal, the best that I can do is really just try to regain my strength.
Yeah. Do you do you come to this forest often?
Muji just kind of looks at him sideways for a minute. I've lived in this forest off and on for about 6 months now.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just hanging out. Just hanging out, man. Just trying to stay warm by the fire. But I think it's really cool that that you and me speak Infernal. Yeah, it's special.
Just like our Almighty's up.
I
I long for their embrace.
think as the camera shifts, I'm just gonna look longingly at the stars and just look away.
All right. And
I'm sure that did sound really intense too.
Yeah, it probably sounded like aggressive swaddling from Asa. But you all are just actually having this like really soft, intimate conversation. All right.
Muji's just not in the mindset. He's been what all was in that spell? Charmed and
Lot.
madness.
You're fucked. Is what that spell was.
Yeah.
I'm charmed and who knows what else.
Yeah. So Nora, if I recall, casting alarm only takes about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Besides longing at the trees and staring out at the forest, observing everything around, is there anything you wanted to do in the hour or two here you got?
Oh yeah. If I think there's enough time because I think Augury only does like a minute to cast as a ritual. Let me bring it up
So it would
here.
be 10
Did I?
minutes if you ritual cast it, I think.
Yeah.
But you have
Kind of
I
lost
think
the
she.
casting time.
Yeah. She's gonna do that. She's gonna use the flames, and her main concern are those brandings, and if they will bring fortune or weal or woe. That's the phrase.
Will the brands bring weal or woe? Okay. So you cast Augury and you're doing your little ritual in the flames, and yeah, woe. So
Whoa.
whoa.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Hold
All
up.
right. Is there any more details on the woe or just whoa?
How many A's are in the woe?
Eh.
Let me read the spell again here just to see how much to give you. For bad results, weal or woe, nothing. Doesn't take into account circumstances that might change it. Let's just say you get a foreboding feeling, a overwhelming darkness as you start to imagine that brand and inquire the kind of world and the spirits of the world about it. Smell of blood. Not great blood. Not like, oh, I'm gonna eat blood, but like, oh, everybody's dead blood.
Oh, death. So death blood, not food blood. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ooh.
The emotional context is very different. We just put that on the screen while you're doing your dealy there.
Nice.
Yeah. Nor knows both smells of death blood and food blood. So
Yeah. But that's what you get with your spell there. If that suffices. It's not a good
cool.
brand. Not good juju, for sure.
Knowing that, I think Nor will go over and inspect on who actually got it. Just if she can tell. Because she wasn't very close to the tree. She didn't really touch the tree. You know,
Good
big voice
call.
said no. So, she just got kept away from it. So yeah, they're gonna travel yonder and
So
yonder, like the 5 feet.
so it sounds like Nora is trying to nonchalantly peek to see
Mm-hmm.
who got branded.
Yep.
Okay.
Nor's gonna nonchalantly just investigate. Totally in
Okay.
Nor's way.
Well, roll me investigation and yeah, roll me a stealth for subtlety check here.
All right. Well,
Roll to investigate the cuddle
which
puddle.
one would you like first?
Let's do the investigation first.
Okay. Investigation 5. Good job, Nora, as usual. Keeping up form.
Now let's
I need
go
to
with
make
your subtlety on this check here.
Okay. 19.
Damn.
Hells yeah.
So, Nor, you approach the camp and you make it look like
what
you're
the hell,
just
Nor?
trying to find a warm place to rest. Everyone else is doing it. You read the crowd. You're like, yeah, and you do such a good job that you don't really have an opportunity to see who the hell has it, and
Everyone's in burritos.
you can kind of smell it,
Yeah.
like the
Mhm.
brimstony brandy burn smell, but they're all in this little pile, and the smoke from the fire is kind of mixing. You're just like, So your subtle approach, no one knows that you're trying to find out.
Super subtle.
Okay, cool. I think the next move is Nor, in their usual quiet way, will tell Asa the important news.
What is
Healer,
it, Nor?
healer, brimstone brand brings woe.
I would have gathered as much. It still burns.
Blood smells blood, blood and brimstone. Blood is the future.
Such is our way. What do you know of it? Is there a way to be rid of it?
We must discover, must find better healers.
Asa just like for
Damn.
the slightest moment taken aback. Before we find better healers, I'd like some form of resolution or closure as to what happened to my last seer. We came out here seeking Kelzana.
No, we're just gonna shrug. A meal?
Pos. It seems possible, but I don't know if the tree itself would eat them so much as hold them. That one there came from the tree. Well, that's like
Pass. They're
Uh,
obviously
yeah,
talking
we're not
about
being
you,
quiet.
Rajni.
yeah,
But you don't
like
understand what the hell they're saying at
physically
all.
at you, Rajink.
Rajnik shrugs.
Mm,
Hi.
no knowledge of if man is kin, is tree birthed, might be kin.
I do have a peculiar way of finding one of their kin, should we want to. Though the lineage of a tiefling can run long, from what I've heard.
Hey, quick question, GM. Can Nor even tell if is this new person birth of the tree even a tiefling at all?
So, this is what you see. Still
Uh-huh.
looking at Rajik.
Cool.
So, the amorphous mass of eyes, feathers, noses, the swirling. It's like quails, pigeons, slugs, and sloths all mixed together. Um,
I will
though
say,
they are kind of wrapped around this strange stick that looks to have a spore on the end of it.
hmm,
Maybe the stick's one of their young. Who knows? He did come out with the stick.
Birthed with staff in hand? Maybe treekin.
seems more likely he was swallowed with it. It took Riv and all of their equipment in for the briefest moment before it spit him back out. Wait,
Hmm?
I was focusing on my summoning. Yomi's still not here. And he like looks over to him like, damn it! Not again! I
Nadi's missing.
Yomi is yes. I fear she was banished by the tree or some other entity. I've been trying to call her back. We could use a set of eyes while we sleep, and I find it difficult to focus with the searing pain in my right shoulder.
You pain
The mark, the brand.
through mushrooms.
Just raise an eye. I don't know if the answer is more mushrooms right now, nor I looks at the wavy reality. You can tell Ace is being intentionally much quieter than usual. Whenever you kind of like speak in a sharp tone, just like, eh.
Well, I got a few kits that I haven't really used yet, like an herbalism kit.
Ooh.
GM, can I'm gonna regret this, but this will be fun. Can Nor make some kind of bomb or concoction to help with the burning?
You could definitely try. You could try and
Yeah,
make a salve of some kind.
cool. What would you like, or would this
No,
just take time?
no ignore. Um, let's see how effective you are at kind of dealing with this specific thing, or would you just kind of go for generic burn? Like, how would Nor think
Well,
about it?
Nor would probably like first smell it because, different chemicals have different smells and if it's salty, it's probably some kind of acid or mineral that's burning away, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Um, roll me a nature real quick.
Okay. Think I might be able to do nature. Here we go. 14.
Nice. Yeah, it's smells like brimstone, almost entirely. And it doesn't smell like salt or anything like that. So I guess you could think of it as infernally burned on there, like with hellfire, probably,
Hmm.
given everything you've been
Fine.
told so far.
Okay. So at least Nor knows the source is hellfire. Got it.
Basically,
Um, yeah.
probably.
Nor's still gonna try. Try to help out because healer heals,
Yep. So
and healer is important.
roll a
And healer.
medicine, and we'll combine it with that nature that you just rolled.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
9.
So
Wow.
averages out around, let's call it a 12 overall between the nature and the medicine. So with what you've got in your pack, probably weren't thinking of burns as a high thing to be prepped for, but you get enough to put together a bit of a cooling salve. And I'm
Some
assuming,
icy hot, huh?
yeah, basically. And
Back to it.
and I'm assuming you just put it on Asa with some like leaves and bandages or whatever you'd use.
Oh yeah, Nor would probably say something like, "Healer, stay still. Perhaps burning will go away with this." And then,
Yep.
probably doesn't apply it with her bare hands. Probably has something between, yeah, like a giant leaf or
It's just
something.
got a nice like
Yeah.
leaf to apply with.
I was gonna say, yeah, you could get a leaf or like a smooth piece of wood, you know.
Pine cone.
Pine cone, yeah.
Yeah,
Please don't
roll it
rub
in there.
in my wound.
It's exfoliating.
Oh no.
You get a nice little scratch with the application.
Yeah.
So Asa, real quick, I want you to roll me a religion and a con.
Sure thing.
Saves on the con.
Okay. So starting off with religion here, that's going to be a 6. And
job.
for the con save, that is going to be a 19.
So there's an initial shock when the salve goes onto the spot, as it is horrible and it's horrible to be touched. But the soothingness of the salve quickly overrides that searing brand being jostled. And it's almost like the pain's kind of entombed a bit. Like, it's nice to not have it in the fresh air and rubbing against things. So, yeah, this is pretty damn nice. Feeling a bit better. It still burns. It still aches. It still feels inflamed, but it's less irritated, and it's not open to things messing with it, basically. That makes sense.
Yeah. That salve is wonderful, Nor. I'll have to ask you to teach me how to make it someday. I'm not as experienced with burns. They're not common. As common.
Nor tilts their head, a little confused. It's like, okay, burns aren't common. Got it.
I don't treat the burns. That's a different
burns
trauma
happen
unit.
a lot. Burns just happen a lot when you cook.
Mm-hmm.
Rip
Lizard.
takes care of the burns. No.
Lizard markings?
Oh no, I did not have to go pee.
No, Mark. Does Riv have an obvious, like, giant burn?
Riff, are you making your burn obvious or not? That's the question.
No, he would have put his little tunic up and over it.
Markings.
Riv.
Oh yeah. And
Tree and-
Riv goes over to Asa and is just smelling the
No!
the burn cream.
And you had heard Asa immediately start going into
That smells
spellcasting.
good.
Just got snaps out of their trail. Like, Riv. I believe Nor was asking if you have a similar marking. If it hurts, they can apply the same ointment. It feels wonderful. You should have it treated.
It smells good.
It's not for eating.
Actually, Nor's gonna try some, just out of curiosity. Because it's, like, all natural. I mean...
Who eats it anyway?
Yeah,
And as soon as Nor tries some, Riv is going to lick some of the cream off of Asa.
Yeah. Asa... There was no chance. Asa was already, like, the moment she saw Nor try it, it's like pulling away from Riv, but just feels the tongue run across her back shoulder. Just...
That's an opposing skill check.
No, it's not. Asa's not that dexy.
Oh, and for anybody who's actually watching this insanity, Nor actually sticks finger up under the mask.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Some Goblin Slayer just...
Yeah, just now you know it's a mask, not their actual face. Hopefully.
Remains to be seen. But, Riv, if you're curious about the ointment, I'm sure Nor could tell you about it. I would like to call Yomi back now.
Oh, that's easy. And Riv stands up tall and he's like, Yomi, Yomi,
Riv, she's
Yomi.
not. She's not. And, to make a point of it, I'm gonna cast a message at you and say, call her back like this. Talk to her directly in a way that she'll be able to hear, even though she's far.
Riv puts his head onto the ground and just starts like turning circles with his head plastered to the ground. He's like, voices in the head, voices in my head.
No
Yes, Riv.
stampedes tonight.
I'll stop talking in your head. Now. Nor, if you could help Riv over there by the fire.
Help Lizard Colnati?
No, with their brand. Riv, did you get burned too?
Riv gets burned a lot.
I'm sorry to hear that. And it's gonna go back into spellcasting.
To clarify, the cream would probably taste quite sweet and bitter.
Nice.
As
Sweet and bitter?
Yep. It would be the sweetness of some of the honey base in the ointment and some of the random herbs and probably some kind of mud or something in there to finish up the salve.
Oh yeah, that's
Makes
gonna
sense.
go on the emergency piece of bread that Nora's totally carrying on them. That's probably stale as fuck.
Some honey mud and random
Honey mud.
plants.
I like how
Yep.
you have an
Some
emergency
ferns.
slice of bread.
Hey, you gotta eat sometimes, and your rations get all gone, so you have your emergency bread, right? That's normal.
I feel like this is some form of campy ad.
Oh,
More-
totally. When Riv sees the emergency bread being pulled out, he is going to give Nora a cookie. Here's a cookie.
Nora shrugs and takes the cookie and spreads on some soothing balm. Where is this going?
That's a good question.
I think now's a good time to shift over to Theoden. Speaking of.
Yeah.
It's shenanigans.
Asa, you are casting your spell, trying to get a short rest in. In fact, all of you are going to get a short rest in over in that corner by the fire.
Nice.
And your respective spells have been cast. Now going over
Feels good.
to Theoden here. You have been taking a bit of time kind of to yourself to walk about the forest, take it in. And after walking alone for about 10 minutes, right in front of you appears this lady.
Uh-oh.
About 5 feet in
Yeah,
front of you, Theoden. And she standing there with a kind of faint smile on her face. Is now a good time?
And turns back and looks towards the group that's
You can hear them in
away.
their mirth and shenanigans a ways off the crackling fire. They seem fine.
Yeah. Looks back to her. I think so. I'm well enough away from them.
Why would you need to be away from them?
Why do you come to me? Back then and now.
She looks like confused. To protect you, of course. Keep you away from that evil tree.
But why, though? You kissed me, yes, but he also attempted to hurt the rest of them.
Do you not remember how everything went on that day we met?
Oh no. Gaslights the hell out of him.
I remember the skirmish between us and you once you came out of the water. We returned back to the mead hall, and everyone was sharing stories, and then everything else, everything else was a blur.
I'll remind you, Theoden, that it was your white-haired witch who fired upon me first. I had no intention of harming anyone.
Yeah. She's not wrong.
In addition, it was her who called me to that location.
But I do not think that she intended to call to you. She wanted to ascertain who the individual was related to, the merman.
Indeed. Related to me.
How was he related to you?
He's one of my children, of course.
One of your children?
She just smiles. Yeah. The white-haired one reached out, longing for kin. I was luckily nearby in the lake. She called and I came. I saw a gathering, though mournful, and made the mood much nicer with dancing, lights, colors, and music. We all started to have a nice time in the water. Some of you entranced and enthralled by the joy of it all. And the white-haired lady decided to shoot me in the face, so...
I don't quite remember it like that. I remember you swooping up out of the water with a very angry look on your face.
I assure you I was not angry at first. Though that did happen, as things seemed to escalate. But, yes, that day I chose you that day. You were wonderful. There were already ripples in the lake about your battle with the great lake trout, you know. Using yourself as bait, battling to the end. And when you dove in after me, I knew it was you. And I was quite glad to see that you had not been torn in half like the story had been told to me.
The story has had some exaggerations.
Such as stories are. But yes, I chose you and you chose me. We kissed. We shared that kiss.
I do remember you forced that kiss upon me, however.
I assure you, you came crashing into me. I was there to embrace you. But
I
I
was
did not
intending to hit you with my axe.
And I hit you with my hammer. But she shrugs. And then the night we shared last night.
Excuse me?
It's a good reaction.
Totally married, and you're totally carrying her kids.
The what now?
Like a seahorse.
Last night, you came to see me in the lake. After all of your companions had fallen asleep, you came out and we spent time together. Swam. I showed you some of the beauty of the lake down in the depths below that happens at night. We shared another kiss. And you went back to your companions as the sun crested over the horizon.
Thea just, like, takes a half step to the side and is like hands on forehead.
Do you not remember any of it?
I was in the meat hall. We were sharing stories on our adventures
You
before
were
coming to the
drinking,
town.
yes. You must have
Yes.
drank a bit too much when you came to see me. And she's just starting to sound a little like hurt and worried. Was it just the mead that night? The wine?
Things. I am uncertain.
Whew.
Now actually looks at her in her eyes.
Her watery, glowing eyes. Yep.
That are probably filled with like goldish light.
Yeah, she's swirling and radiating all of this wondrous power, swirling. Um, you don't remember or you don't know? And you do remember.
Theoden's like going to actually like try to fully recall what happened that night.
Yeah, roll me history with disadvantage to try
All
and
right.
will memories to your mind.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
History. It's a 7.
Solid 7. So you're craning, just trying really hard to remember. And you remember drinking and kind of falling asleep in a chair, I believe.
Yeah.
You do remember being wet and waking up wet on the front porch when I believe Nor came by. Was like, I seen you. But besides that, you remember that feeling of kind of exhaustion and feeling quite relaxed and fulfilled and maybe a bit joyous that following morning for some reason.
Reinvigorated.
Nah.
Um,
Nah. Geety.
are you really struggling to remember that much?
I am. I'm
And
not.
she takes a step closer to you and reaches her hand out. Do you want me to show you?
He looks around in the fort.
We're not going
middle.
anywhere. I just can help you remember.
He slowly reaches out his hand.
She doesn't move any closer. She's waiting for you to touch her.
Takes her hand.
And she smiles and kind of takes a step closer. Remember this? And there's just this instant episodic memory of you and her holding hands, diving headfirst together into the bottom of the lake. In this kind of nighttime Little Mermaid montage of you guys like touring the bottom of the lake, all the bioluminescent creatures way down at the bottom, like lighting up, fish dancing around and like saying hello.
It's a whole
That's
new
our kind
world.
of
better down where it's
I mean,
under the sea.
in this game, that could actually be reality, though. So
So you have that montage of you guys just having fun, breathing underwater, like giggling, dancing under the water, embracing, kissing more. And the episodic memories stop there. It was wonderful.
Then, just still holding onto her hand, takes a step back. That was wonderful.
She gives you a big smile. See? After we kissed, Theoden, I never wanted to hurt you again.
That's very nice. To be honest, I don't quite know how to feel about that. And he just gives a smile.
Just smiles back. We'll have time to get to know each other better. Don't worry.
Maybe next time I won't be so filled with mead. That way I can remember.
That would be great. So, why are you walking about the woods now? Why not spend time with the others? And she just kind of lets go of your hand and takes place by your side, like you should continue walking.
I'm just scouting around, seeing if there's anything dangerous nearby, and just keeps walking down the trail.
Well, what would be dangerous to you, Theoden? You took down that Leviathan. You battled me.
True, but you did get away for a time.
But you found me again.
Unknowingly, but yes.
Based on how the night went, you knew exactly where to find me.
Oh. Oh.
And
Oh.
now I know
Oh.
exactly where to find you. And let me tell
What
you,
do you-
Theoden, and she'll turn and face you again. I will always be there for you. And you'll always be there for me. Now, tell me more. What would threaten you out here? She kind of changes the subject again.
Well, now after encountering whatever that tree was, could be any of these damn trees out here.
That tree
What was that, by the way?
very conspicuous, Theoden. The only trees you'd have to be worried about out here would be a dryad or something. And I don't think any of them would mess with you right now.
Why is that?
Because we're together.
Do dryads and you not get along, or do you, or
Oh, they know me. And
they
I know
know
most
you?
of them. And they know
I-
where they should keep their twiggy fingers. Far away from anyone that I like to spend time with.
Damn.
Not that I think about it. I don't even think I know your name.
Oh, you can call me Lane.
Lane.
Yes.
Well,
If
Lane.
you want, you can think of it like, I'll be your path, like your guide, your lane.
Ah,
Well, Lane. I'm Theoden Rokas. It is nice to meet you. And takes her hand and just kind of bows a little bit.
You're pretty sure you saw, like, her watery face blush a bit when you did that? Maybe a little bit of steam. Theoden,
Yes.
I am here for you. And there's some things I need to tell you.
What
And it has to
are
be
these
tonight.
things?
mm,
Go on.
As you could imagine, I'm not actually here right now. You're high on mushrooms, and because of that, it's a lot easier for me to manifest using your senses. Does that make any sense?
A A bit.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
I assure you this is how I look. It's just that I'm in your head right now.
I've been hallucinating this the entire time. Oh, wonderful. Oh, great. I've been talking to the air the entire time.
Kind of, but not entirely. Think of it like when Asa called to me and I talked to her in her mind. It's somewhat of a hallucination, but very much a real conversation. The feelings right now are real.
I can believe that. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what she even did. I'm not the magic sort.
Don't worry about her. Um,
Oof.
so the reason I'm telling you this is that we need to see each other every day. Not
M-
just in each other's minds.
What do you mean?
Well, for this to work, we need to see each other once before each dawn. Every day.
Mm.
If we don't see each other, it will hurt us both. For we're bound.
I am not entirely understanding. So, for us, for this bond, this link that we have, I must go to the water every night?
Yes. But it doesn't always have to be the lake. There are other ways we can see each other that can work. I've tried it before. Um, I have friends that can proxy for us if you find the right body of water.
How would I know if it's the right body of water?
Oh, I could tell you. That's easy. I can point you the right direction. Who knows? We could maybe even set up some type of mobile solution. But for now, there are certain bodies of water, especially any that attach to the lake, where you can see me, or as close to me as possible.
So, do I need to just see you, or do I need to touch you?
We need to reestablish our bond with a kiss. And she just gives a really cute little smile.
Oh,
A kiss before every dawn. That's all.
and with this bond, I get protected from things?
She kind of like, yes. You will be known as being with me, and that comes with certain perks and certain responsibilities. Um, I would expect you not to tarnish my image, and I would use my image to protect you as well as I can. We can also communicate as long as neither of us are too busy. Um, little tone there for you. And I assure you I am a body of water of knowledge that I can share with you. Like a bottomless well of knowledge.
Hey.
Like an abyss of knowledge.
Yes. Um, and you apparently didn't need the help, but you have already gone under some changes physiologically.
And looks down at my body. I have?
Minor, yes, and it's just starting now, actually, so nothing to worry about too much, but, that cloak you're
Look.
wearing, it is wonderful, and it inspired me to, bestow upon you the ability to breathe underwater indefinitely.
Oh, I I do like the sound of that.
See? In fact, I think your cloak makes you quite quick, but you'll find you can swim about 30 feet as well. Per round.
Hmm.
Very specific amount of
It's just the GM
feet.
getting the info. So,
Yeah.
but yes, there are many perks, and I hope that you'll share with me, and I will share with you. I assure you I can be quite helpful. Like with the tree. If you touched that tree, you would be in pretty bad shape.
What is that tree linked to? What have my friends damned themselves to?
Oh, your friends touched that tree.
Uh, some of them. The the kobold, the tiefling, and the Asa, the white one.
I'm sorry to hear about your kobold friend. He was pretty sweet. But yes, they are branded. And not a good brand either. Um, you could say they're marked by a devilish group, an organization that now has claim to them, in a way.
Claim to them.
Yes. How
I
much
do
do
not
you
like them.
care about those three? I understand the kobold, but the tiefling and the white-haired woman, girl.
Uh, they are rebuilding one of the dearest things to me. Something that I wish to rebuild as well.
She's
I cannot
gonna.
turn my back away on them.
You're gonna feel a little tug at your mind. Not a forceful one, but just a little tug. Do you resist it or let it happen?
I'll let it happen.
Pagaldi, you care about that little town by the lake so much. I can see why. But are they really necessary to rebuild it?
I believe that they can indeed rebuild it and maybe even protect it this time.
Well, just think about. I believe that your cause is extremely noble. In fact, I implore you to pursue it. But just think honestly if the white haired lady and the tiefling are necessary. If they're worth the distraction from rebuilding the town to try and save them. I totally
I
get
see
the
what you're
kobold,
saying.
though. And he makes quite a character for your story. I would hate to see him gone.
Have you tried some of his pastries?
No.
I'll bring you some cookies tonight.
Big, big smile. That is so sweet. Well, I might know someone who could help your kobold friend.
But what of the others?
They're more complicated of a case, I'd say.
What do you mean?
The tiefling's already kinda half damned, and the white-haired lady's got a whole thing going on that I don't know if she's told you about it, but it's complicated. I could
Something
tell
about
just
a rider, a white rider.
yes. They might be better off going down that avenue on doing their own thing rather than getting you wrapped up into their redemption. Um, but your little kobold friend, I am afraid without you, he probably won't find help. And if he makes such good cookies.
They are pretty damn good. But if there's any way that I can help all three of them, I will do it.
You're sweet too. I'll tell you what. I have a friend. I'm going to try and see if I can find where he is these days. And when I find out, I will let you know. He's an expert on brands, runes, and things like that.
I think I'd quite like to meet this individual.
I'll see if I can get you the info when we meet each other later tonight.
Thank you.
This was nice.
This was nice. Even though you're just a hallucination, and he goes to, like, move his hand through her face, just, like, slowly.
So, you do, and it kind of ripples through her watery form. She's not really there. It's like VR, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And she tries to hold a smile and kind of does. Like, we'll see each other tonight. I'll let you to it. And she just kind of and splashes out into this cool, wavy, trippy effect as the rest of the forest keeps swirling about you on your night watch while high.
Fun.
And
Oh boy.
now you have yet more reason to walk alone and think as you keep doing your watch. And some more time passes. My question with your watch, do you walk around the whole time, or are you going to try and sit down for a bit and chill and think it all?
Probably right after talking to her, just sit down for a little bit, just mull it all over, and then probably about like 10 minutes, and then keep walking after that.
I was going to say, I could give you the benefit of a long rest to be nice if you wanted to. If you wanted to chill for about an hour and then pick up your walking again.
I could do that.
Cool. So everybody gets the benefit of a long, short rest. If you'd like to use hit
Okay,
die,
I was like,
if you'd like to
Yeah, I
use,
was like, me
if
a long
you'd
rest.
like to
Hell
use
yeah.
hit die, you may use as many hit die as you have. Lucky warlocks get those spell slots back, and
yes.
I am going to get a refreshment of tea because I'm out. And so I need to take at least a 5-minute break now. Anybody want a little bit longer?
Yeah, let's do a 15.
15?
Yeah, I mean, I would hate to be tarty.
Tarty. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Simmer down. So I'll shoot for a little sooner, but let me put on that break screen.
Alrighty.
Oh my god, two hands better plow that path, sir.
That
Oh lord.
I know my lane. The car just gets cut in half. Oh goodness.
Oh wow,
Mm.
I love this. Next up for the Eden, Warlock.
Oh no. We'll see. All right. See y'all back soon.
So how
Alrighty.
did you become a Warlock? I fell in love.
Oh, I fell in love. Oh god. I'm just trying to
Actually,
think of.
oh man, that's an interesting concept, actually. A Warlock who falls in love, and it happens to be a patron. I kind of like that. That would be a strange but wonderful dynamic.
I think that's what's happening.
My current warlock in another game, what has happened is he was being sacrificed to a demon, and in part of the process, she ended up getting caught inside of him, and she is now a tattoo, an animated tattoo on his body. So she's his patron, but she's stuck in him. It's really
Nice.
a really interesting dynamic.
Alright. I'll be right back.
Well, seeing as the great and benevolent GM is giving us a short rest, I feel like we're gonna get our asses kicked by whatever I'm about to unleash upon us.
Short rest. Yay!
Which, how does one do short rest on Roll20? I have no idea.
Um, is there anything that you need to
Uh,
redo with your short rest?
well, hit die, I expended one, I'm back up to full. I was only missing one hit point.
You
And
shouldn't have
I,
you shouldn't have spent your hit die because I gave everybody at least one cookie,
oh, okay.
which is worth a hit point.
Or, no, I was down at 28 and then I ate your cookie. I'm at 29. Because I remember that. I remember
Oh,
specifically
okay.
editing it. Because I think I took like 2 psychic damage or something like that. Yeah, I didn't even expend like any of my key points or anything like that. I didn't do much last session.
Anybody back?
No.
Okay.
I am.
Welcome back, fellas. Whew.
Well, that took an interesting turn.
Let's make a nice
Yeah.
primo puppy spot real quick.
You got to properly in-game meet Lane. Just nice.
Yeah.
Lane.
And got a name instead of just a phone number from a bar napkin.
Mm-hmm.
Nineties puppies.
Whew.
And little old lady. Goofy dog.
So, oh, great and powerful GM. What is Lane? Is she a water nymph?
That's a great question.
She's whatever you want her to be.
Yeah. She will be explored further throughout the campaign. It will be fun.
Interesting.
What do you? So you think she might be a water nymph, huh?
Well, obviously something water themed.
I think she's more powerful than that.
I'm thinking so too.
That
I don't know
said,
too much of like archfey or fey in general, like water nymphs and dryads and stuff like that. I
Fae.
personally don't know too much about it.
Fae are very fun. It takes a certain mindset to play them well, though, which I'm really trying to muster right now. That was my main concern for this session. Is like, can I turn my super pain anger into Fae?
you're doing okay.
Can
I'm
I
just-
turn my pain into sexiness?
Yeah.
I'm just having problems staying awake.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, I had to take some like Benadryl and a few other things to, breathe.
We will be
So.
speeding things up here quickly, but if you have to stop, let me know.
I'll
Benadryl
tell
always knocks
ya.
me out.
Yeah, I can. I had some caffeine before that too, so
Roger Dodger.
yeah. I mean, if I do start falling asleep, you'll see it.
There have been times during sessions where player fell asleep during Boda, but it seemed fine to keep going. So we just did for a while. Like that, there was one time J-Prof did for a long time. I think Boozel's not back. He fell asleep on cam once during a live stream.
There was a session where they were both out at the end
they
of.
they were both sleeping. It was awesome. But that was back when we did
To be fair,
really
it was a long
long
night.
sessions.
Yeah, it was a long fucking night.
But yeah, let's do this 11-hour session. No big deal.
Ugh.
Don't worry about it.
And those were the days.
Those were days.
I can't do that anymore.
No.
That would be my entire night, starting at 9 o'clock
Yeah, there
my
was
time.
no sleep to be had.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's fun. But it gets
I think
sloppy.
you're muted two ends.
It does. It does.
Nope. Nope.
Still muted.
Nope.
It got super cold outside.
A certain
Your camera's frozen, isn't it? That's funny. You're back,
Yep.
but
Oh.
you're not back.
No.
Two hands, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Somebody had pulled my cable out.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Who could it have been? Anyways, I made some soft pretzel bites today. What do you think of those? They look pretty good.
Oh, that looks good.
Hey,
Yummy.
very nice.
How do they taste, though?
Real good.
That's what the
We'll just
important part.
travel over to your house and try some.
Oh.
It's not a long drive.
I used to cook dinner for my D&D parties back in session when we were in person. It was very inclusive, like dinner. We'd all eat together, and then we'd play D&D Friday nights.
Sounds nice.
I kind of
That
miss
sounds
those
nice.
days.
I
Yeah,
do.
Yeah.
I
This is
used
a lot.
to. I used to make like buffalo mac and cheese.
Ooh, yeah.
Ugh. Stop.
What's always fun is doing it like a potluck
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and then doing D&D sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I'm super
Then
glad that
make
we
the-
actually finished that Curse of Strahd campaign.
Me too.
That was super fun.
Fun fact: Joe's dad plays D&D. Used to play D&D with us.
Nice.
Yep.
Fun.
He played the God of War, Kratos.
Nice.
They
You're
scaled
not
down.
Boy.
Trace.
It was. He had a lot of fun with it. He did a good job.
Yeah, he did.
That's fun. All right, everybody feeling ready to jump back into it?
Maybe crawl, but sure.
Okay. Sorry.
I had sent you a message on Discord. I just don't know if you saw it or not.
Which who me?
Yeah,
Okay.
To me.
the great GM.
Yeah, we
The
are
righteous.
doing that real quick, and then and then I sent you a PM in Roll 20 two hands.
Perfect.
Yeah. Whip, whip. All right. So we are back from break. And before we have Theoden go trompsing on some mushrooms, we're gonna pan back to the campfire cuddle party real quick. And Rajink, go ahead and roll me a history.
I rolled it to you. Do you want me to say it out loud?
Oh, there it is. I was looking on the wrong Roll 20 screen. Yeah. Say it out loud.
I rolled a 17 for history.
Nice.
Ew.
So, with that, you're starting to, now that you've relaxed a bit, you feel kind of warm, a little safe. Kind of. These people are weird, but it's better than being stuck in a tree for X years. And you're remembering a certain item that you left with a trusted companion back in the day. And a little bit of details about that weird marking as well. Let me... Now, would you prefer that I just say it out loud, or do you want me to whisper you any of those details?
Yeah, whisper them to me.
Okay. I'll do that, and I believe you wanted to do a little bit of RP real quick.
Yeah. So I'm sleeping right now, right? We're all having our cuddle buddle.
Mm-hmm.
And in my sleep, as like everyone else is coming to from this short rest, I'm kind of lingering back. I'm in a deep sleep. I kind of sit up with my eyes closed, and I'm speaking Infernal. And I guess my question is Muji listening?
That's a good question. Would I be passed out at this moment since I do have an exhaustion level?
It's up to you.
Let's roll a con save and find out.
The other thing, Muji, is with your passive, even in your sleep, you'd probably hear it and just integrate it into your dreams, I would say.
Let's do that. That sounds like fun.
Oh no.
So in your dreams, and whoever else might be listening, well, of course you don't speak Infernal, but you hear my character Rajink rummaging around, kind of in like a half panic state, saying something about those darn hatchlings. These hatchlings. Oh my gosh. They took my hat. They took my hat. They just want to hear me speak their funny language without my hat. Curse them. Where'd they put it? Ugh. Finally, what would I ever do without this thing? Ugh. And that just kind of filters in your dreams. Probably takes some odd manifestation. And then I wake up. I kind of look around to see who's ever's up. I just pat my head.
Riv is kind of laying there like a schoolgirl on the bed, on his belly with his legs kicked up behind him and his and his head rested in his hands, and he's looking right at you, and he's like, "Oh, talk more in the funny voice."
I'm coming to, and I kind of forgot where I was, and I'm starting to remember. And I guess I'm just curious. So Muji's up, Riv's up. Is everyone else up at this point?
Yeah,
Well-
Nora's poking at the fire.
Really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get those hit dice done.
Yeah, click on hit die.
That's good. That done. Sold.
That's nearly all your health back.
Yes, it is. Good. Depending on the timing, would Yomi be back at this point, Gets? DM God.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Perfect.
So you'd call Yomi back, and they would appear in a twirling, sparkly light of whimsy and celestial glamour. Right above you, Asa, probably showering you with basically sparkles.
Nice.
Anything you say or do as they appear?
Oh, I'd welcome him back. I'd see if I could get a cookie from Riv preemptively. Get a welcome back cookie. Kind of ease the tension.
So,
Yeah, Riv's gonna give Asa a cookie with some of that wonderful honey
Mud honey paste.
The lovely frosting.
Okay. Sure.
tastes like a cough drop.
I mean,
With more mud in it. Like a cough drop you found out in the mud. There you go.
oh
Yum.
goodness. Well, she gave the underside of the cookie. Okay.
Did
So,
you
yeah.
give it to Yomi?
Absolutely. So as Yomi would pop up, I'd be like, "Welcome back, my friend."
So-
And the cookie. What happened?
So she pops up in her like Sailor Moon pose and then just looks at the cookie and just starts wailing. Just crying
Yeah.
really loud. Just,
I'd yeah, I'd be comforting Yomi. Of
and you
course.
give her the cookie. Okay. And just right on top you just and just crumbs everywhere all over you and Muji and Raji.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple flying towards Riv. And there's just these disproportionately large just teardrops streaming from her little face. It hurts so bad.
You're okay now. You're safe. You're like you're gonna be all right. Just absolutely babying this familiar.
Oh my god, just a huge sigh from Nor. No wonder this little like slave fairy is such a little
A
princess.
little shit, yeah.
I don't know what happened. I had the mushroom and everything was really pretty and wonderful. And then I got near a really big tree. And then just horrible pain and then I was gone.
Wait, are you still in pain, Yomi?
I remember it. So kinda.
All right. In that case, I'll take that as Yomi isn't marked and just spending the rest of the time, offering just quiet encouragements and comfort.
I could use another cookie.
Yeah, I'd hit Riva up for another cookie.
Well, supposed to only get one a day, but
Riv.
I guess you can.
Nighttime.
I guess you can have 5. And he gives Asa another one.
Yeah.
Yomi's eyes light up. 5 cookies? That would help a lot.
And I'm gonna
like
break it.
watches
And
the
he
one
holds up 2
cookie
fingers.
with like
Yep.
toddler eyes, just like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, I'm gonna break it into 5 pieces.
Oof.
You have the look
That
that she's
never-
giving right now, just like, no.
That's not. Do you want the cookie or not?
Yeah. Why'd you
Here's
break
a
it
piece of
up?
the Here's a piece of the cookie.
Said I was gonna get 5 cookies, not 5 pieces of a cookie. I
Let's
didn't think we
shrug.
were in the business of lying to each other, Asa.
I-
And she just devours cookies. And I'll just
Perfect.
speed this up. She's just going to be as
That's done.
pathetic as possible and get as many cookie pieces as she can. That is what Yomi's going to do. We could RP that the rest of the night.
No,
'cause that's what
Ace
she's
is a
gonna be
sucker for
doing.
Yomi. Until otherwise interrupted.
Yep.
That's what Ace is up to.
So, all of you got some semblance of rest. And a little bit of cozy time, a little bit of healing, some pats on the back, some licks on the back, and Theoden. Unless there's any other little bit of roleplay you'd like to do before I pan to what happens. Sounds like a no.
Yeah, Muji's passed out.
Passed out.
There's a few things I wanted to add, but it's not right now. I'll wait till it's the right time to add. So
Okay, it might be very shortly here. So yes, Theoden, panning back to where we left off, you stumbled upon this righteous circle of what looks like glowing mushrooms, this illuminated tree, and big, pretty, righteous cat, and strange, finely dressed, huge dragon ape creature. And as you got almost within stepping distance of the circle of mushrooms, they popped up and greeted you with a, "Oh, hello."
Hi there.
Right.
And
Are you another hallucination too?
Good lead in.
the creature reaches out a great claw about the size of your chest. Go on.
All the
I kind of
physical
don't
contact.
want to. Everybody else touched something earlier, and they got branded with something.
Whew. Smart not to touch things you don't know about. Makes me think you're where you're supposed to be. But I assure
What
you
is-
no, I am no hallucination. Are you sure you're not a hallucination?
What about that one there, pointing to the white tiger with wings?
Oh, the kitty. No, those teeth are real. You can touch
Not
them
any
if you'd
less-
like.
Nope, not any less terrifying, however. Why does it have wings?
Why wouldn't it have wings?
I mean, tigers around here don't exactly have wings.
Have you ever seen a tiger like this?
No.
Then stop asking such silly questions. Of course this tiger has wings. It was born with wings.
Good for you. Nods to the kitty.
Yes. Lucky kitty to have wings. So I see you have your marking. You are here. You've warmed yourself up to the environment. You appear to be exactly where you're supposed to be. And, you've come prepared. And so I expect that you are expected and you know exactly where you're going, correct? And he gives you kind of like a wink.
Sure.
I thought so indeed. It would be unfortunate if that was not the case. And he
One
just kind of
question.
wrings his hands a little bit.
One question. Who are you?
But
Because you were not detailed before I got here.
no, I suspect I wasn't. They'd leave me as a surprise.
Hmm.
He's just like
Yes, quite.
so happy about this. It's wonderful. But you're not terrified, so I expect they told you to be aware of something.
Oh no, I'm deep down. I'm horrified. But go on.
Horrified. That's he starts picking his like big teeth a little bit. That's nice of you.
But to be honest, I'm still horrified from events earlier. So it just the feelings just might be continuing. But go on.
Bad trip, I assume.
No, actually, an amazing trip. A tree, to be precise.
What kind of tree?
Big, white, had some kind of branding on it. It moved.
Oh,
It moved. I didn't quite like that. That was scary.
I can see you didn't touch it.
No.
That's smart of you. It's not like you stumbled your way out here. Or we're following someone's trail or anything, right? You knew exactly where you're going.
Sure.
Thought so. Well, yes, I'm here to oversee this ring of mushrooms and this little tree here.
Such a fine circle of mushrooms in a tree it is.
Indeed. Well, since you're prepared, shall I escort you, or were you bringing anyone with you? Are you alone this evening?
I have compatriots. They should be rousing just about now.
Where? Just
Over
like
over that way, and I point to the northeast.
ooh, the fools
Away
who
from them?
started the campfire. Okay.
I shall go get them, and I'll go up the path, look back, and then dip back to over where everybody else is.
Okay. So, Theoden, I'm assuming you kind of jot back over to get them without saying so much as a farewell. And,
And saying, I'll be back. I'll go get them.
You make it sound super rude.
Okay, so I'll be back. Oh, well, okay.
Everyone, I might have found something.
That's name.
A giant dragon demon ape thing and a white tiger with wings.
Nora's just gonna throw up their hands and just say in plain ass English, "Of course."
It's not an hallucination, I assure you. They popped up near a tree in a circle of mushrooms.
Another
Ripples
tree.
ask,
It's small. It looks like it was burnt or struck by something. It's white but withering.
Ripples ask about Seer.
Whatever it was, talked about what I'm supposed to be, where I'm supposed to be, and something like that. I don't know. I walked near the circle and he popped up. Very finely dressed, however.
I think it's just about time for your watch to
Believe me, I rested.
Is Fae? Is demon? Is dragon?
I don't know. It was demonic and draconic at the same time, but I honestly don't know about these things anymore. I don't know anything about the otherworldly shit. I'm here on this world, this earth. That's all I know. I don't know anything about this who's a whatsits and dream pastries and shit. I don't know about this stuff.
Nor's just gonna walk up to you, grab your hand, and start walking in that direction.
Everyone
This
might
is-
want to grab your stuff. It was talking about taking us somewhere.
Hmm.
Oh, like
Though-
a vacation?
Though injured and branded,
Made a point that I was not branded. It said it was good that I didn't touch things that I didn't understand.
yet talking to things of no understanding.
Yes, I understand that's not good as well, but touching it is much worse. And looks over to Asa, Riv, and Muji.
Did give name? Did you speak name?
It did not give me a name. It said something about
No,
they.
you
I did not give.
name.
I did not give a name. No.
Good. You ripples forever.
Roll a
With
history, because I
demon.
think you did say my name's Theoden Rokas.
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
I think you did.
I just said hello.
I don't
Yeah,
remember. Did he
I
say
just
so?
Hello.
I didn't
Okay.
I didn't hear the name.
Okay.
I probably would have squawked.
No, I just
Okay. If you
said
didn't, that's
the
fine.
Eden Rapace to
Don't know what you're
Lane.
talking about, DM.
Yes, never. That's fine.
Prove it.
We'll see it. Checks life.
We'll see it when we yeah check the OD.
Anyways, so let's continue. Nora, you're taking Theoden, walking and talking. Anybody else coming
Mhm.
with?
I'm going to ask
the
what
others.
promotion is about.
Yeah, I'll wake the others and we'll join you soon. Perhaps it knows where we can find Galzana.
Rajink,
And-
who do you ask and how?
Gonna ask Muji in Infernal. What's everybody yelling about, and what's going on? You guys look like you've
Good thing I
scared
didn't
of
have to wake
something,
him.
or maybe something really serious is going on.
Am I still?
You're exhausted, but you're awake.
But am I still?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Everyone's still high, and you still think the tree is your matron. And you still see things as weird slug trails.
Okay.
So, yeah, for now.
So do you like wake me? Who wakes me before Rajink is
Sounds like
saying
Hayes that
this?
woke everybody.
Yeah,
woke
Asa would be
everybody.
awaking everybody, and then Brajink would probably be the first to actually ask, like, what's going on.
All right. And Infernal.
Yep.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I was just trying to rest and I had a weird dream about a tree with a hat. I don't really understand why a tree would wear a hat. Other than our patron just wants to look stylish. I don't really know what is going on.
That reminds me of something. I'm missing my hat. I'll ask Riv real quick. Riv, have you seen the hat? The hat.
Riv, as soon as everybody said we were going to go check out another tree
Yep.
and some weird monsters, has gone into hiding and is planning on like sneaking along and following the group.
Perfect. So Riv dips off.
Go ahead and roll with me a stealth riff. 10. Nice.
And he does not do well with a 10.
So you... I imagine you like dash into some bushes somewhere.
Just hear the bushes.
How about these bushes? If that's
Nice.
fine, Riv.
Yeah.
So you hear
Muji.
Rajink say this because you're in earshot, but
Blue goat. The
Ah,
one that
I don't. There. I'm just a bush, and I hadn't seen a hat.
I see you. You're in the bush. You're not hiding. No, is the hat that lets me understand you people without having to rely on you and Draconic and the bumbling tiefling who is always sleeping. No offense.
Oh, okay. And then Rib turns to everybody else. Has anybody seen a hat?
Uh, yeah, Rip, it is coming back to me. Tell them I left it in the Feywild.
He left it in the something with the phase. He left it in the wild face. Yeah.
They
Muji, Feywild. Tell them Feywild.
Why would you be in the Feywild?
I gave it to Deloc.
who
The
who
something
Feywild?
Feywild? I'll say
What
in
are-
common. What are we doing? What is going on?
Is the Feywild where we're going? I don't. What is the Feywild?
Would Norn know about the Feywild?
Nor and Muji would know of the Feywild, but I imagine neither of you have been to the Feywild. You know, it's
get
like
packed.
it's like a strange, twisted duplicate mirror of your own material plane with lots of fey whimsy and
Whimsy.
death. So
Death. Feywild is death. No hats and death. Only pain. Not even
Muji, what did he
pain.
say?
He said death and pain. No one has still answered my question yet. And am I still in my burrito?
I imagine
let's
Asa
hope
took
so.
half of the burrito with her when she stood up, but who knows?
What was your question? Out of game?
What? Well, like in like, well, like what? No, like what are we doing? Like what's
Yeah.
going on?
We're getting up, getting back to move. Theoden found possibly a lead as to our missing seer. Some sort of menacing fey creature.
Noah had a good idea.
We shouldn't use our
Let's-
names.
Exactly. Ripples.
Healer.
Ripples,
Healer.
Blue Goat, Healer.
Wait.
Lizard.
Who's healer? Because there's two of you. Actually,
Point-
three of
point-
you. Now that I think about it.
Nor's just gonna point to Asa. Healer.
Yeah, it's just like
Oh,
twice in
okay.
one day. That's rough.
And I'm going to tell Rajink that there could be a Fey. Well, I'll just they're talking like there could be a Fey down here. Theoden found someone. Can you help me get out of this burrito? This binding? I'm just
Could be.
assuming